Hi, beautiful lady. Happy Sunday. Welcome to April's Sips and Tips, a place for you to just sit back, enjoy, get some informative information about skincare and sometimes makeup, and just have some me time. You time, right? That me time to just learn how to tips to make life a little bit easier when it comes to skincare and makeup. It takes a little bit for people to sign in because Facebook doesn't make the announcement, April's live. Oh, hey, Claudia. So I like to start off with announcements just to give people time to log in. So as a reminder, Facebook does not allow me to do a mirror image. So when I do hold something up, it will be reversed. I've emailed them multiple times. They're ignoring me. So let's start with announcements. First of all, December 17th, you will get more information about this. December 17th, Mary Kay is switching to a new credit card processing service, as April is as well. And the website's changing just a little bit. Like I said, I'll be sending more information out, but it's to better serve you, me. It's more mobile friendly. It'll be great. So I'll be sending more info about that. Christmas gifts. It's not too late. I still have Christmas gifts that are wrapped, ready to go. I got gifts ranging from $70 down to $15. I mean, how cute is this, right? They're already wrapped. They're ready to go. Let me know if you need some Christmas shopping done. They're ready to be shipped. Isn't that cute? It looks like a little beanie. I absolutely love it. So I'm here for all of your Christmas gifts needs. Tomorrow is December. I'm doing an early announcement that in January, I will be doing my 23andMe challenge again. If you've never done the 23andMe challenge, now's your time. Just be on the lookout, but it's a way to kick off the new year right. It's a way to do all the things that we need to do to be healthy, right? Eating right, mobility, skincare, all in one. You're checking it off every day and make it a little fun with a little competition. So just be on the lookout that starting 1 January, you heard me, 1 January will be the 23andMe challenge. I am looking, again, more information will be coming out soon. Hey, Joe, I don't know if I said that. I'm looking for 10 ladies who want to be part of my Youper. So if you saw my sips and tips about under eye puffiness, a Youper, I have come up with a recipe to combat chronic under eye puffiness. And when I mean chronic, it's for those beautiful ladies who unfortunately wake up in the morning with puffy eyes and go to bed with puffy eyes. They have puffy eyes all the time. I'm looking for 10 ladies to test my recipe to combat the under eye puffiness. So be on the lookout for that. Also this month, I'm going to be doing 2 makeup tutorials, one with a Christmas look and one for a New Year's Eve party look. So be on the lookout for those videos. All right, here we go. Without any more to do, we're going to jump right into tonight's Sips and Tips theme, which is winterizing. So what is winterizing? What do you mean? Am I a car? Yeah, we are. We're a machine, right? You know how in the winter you have to winterize your car, right? You have to make sure you have antifreeze. You have to put more air in your tires. Did you know that? Does your low tire indicator come on in winter? Why is that? So when in the winter, when it's colder, the air will actually contract and drops the pressure. That's why you have lower pressure in your tires. So in order for your tires in your car to run more efficiently, you have to put more air in your tires in the winter because it's cold out. Isn't that crazy? You winterize your pipes in the home so they don't freeze. So we need to do the same for our body. And why is it? What's happening? I mean, I know that it's cold, but why do we need to winterize our skin? what's really happening? This is what's happening. It's the humidity. The humidity drops. In the summer, in the winter, our humidity, cold air cannot hold moisture. That's what it's about. Cold air will not hold moisture. Therefore, the humidity is going to drop. Warm air will hold water, right? It holds moisture better. So you can keep moisture better in the inside of your body. There's always exceptions, right? If you're in the direct sun, if you're one of those crazy people who like to run 10 miles when it's 100 degrees outside and you're profusely sweating, you're going to lose the water, right? But the environment itself is not what's causing the water loss. It's you, buddy. It's you. You are causing that extra water loss. But in the winter, cold air cannot hold the water, okay? So the environment is constantly pulling water out of everything. That's why the leaves turn brown. That's why the grass turns brown. It's not because of the lack of sun. It's because the lack of moisture, because the environment is going to constantly pull it out. It's also going to pull moisture out of your own skin. The largest organ in your body is your skin. The environment will pull the moisture out of your skin, and it's pulling it from your lungs. How do we know this? Because when it's cold out and you go, you see your breath. You don't see the breath. You're actually seeing the water vapor. You're seeing the environment extracting your water vapor. That's what's happening. This is why you need more water, more hydration in the winter than you do the summer. That's right. You heard me, ladies. We need more hydration and moisturization in the winter than we do in the summertime. Disclaimer, if you live in Miami, Florida, where the humidity is 75% year round and you're 70 degrees, this does not apply to you. But all of us who's watching right now who have the beautiful 4 seasons, we have the fluctuations in humidities, right? Also, I want to point out, this is the reason why we get sick in the winter. Why do we have flu that's during this time? Well, this is what's happening. When the environment is pulling the moisture out of our body, it's pulling it out of our mucous membranes, our lungs. That, when it's dry, all of our mucous membranes, everything becomes sticky. And when it becomes sticky, bacteria sticks in it. We can't get rid of it. That's why we get sick. And guess what? Viruses love the dry and the cold. They thrive in it. So that's why it's even more important to be hydrated in the winter so we don't get sick. 100%. If you're one of those, like, I get the flu, I get this cold, it happens every winter, I gotta deal with it. You need to pay attention, you need to listen, and hopefully together we can ensure that maybe you won't get sick. I don't know. I'm not going to make those promises, but that's why flu seasons happens in the winter, because of the humidity. So let's talk about humidity. How do you know what the humidity is? Everybody has the weather app on their phone. You can see what the humidity is, but what does the actual number mean? So if it's 40% or higher, you're good to go. That's still enough humidity in the environment where the universe isn't going to suck up all of your moisture. More than 40%, you're good to go. From 30 to 40, you're in the dry zone. That's right. 30 to 40% is the dry zone. Less than 30%, you're in the very dry. And then less than 20, holy moly, you're in the Sahara Desert. You are desert dry. That's when nosebleeds happen. That's when everything is just dry. It's crazy. So it's important to know what those percentages are. Here's a little fun fact. There's one other thing that contributes to the decrease in humidity. It's our heater and AC. The AC is the same even if in the summertime. Have you ever been inside the house in the summer and it feels good, but you're sticky? You're like, I don't want to have to turn the AC on because I'm freezing, but I'm so sticky. No, it's because there's high humidity. So you have to turn on the AC so you're not so sticky. Why? Because your AC and the heater is dry air, and it's going to pull humidity out of the environment inside your house. Up to even 20%. Let me show you an example. I know this is backwards, but this is a temperature gauge that I have. It shows us what it is outside and what it is inside. So right now it's 31 degrees outside with 69% humidity. That's actually not too bad, right? We have the heater going on right now. It's 71 degrees in our house, which is actually pretty hot. I just turned it on for this broadcast. But we're at 32% humidity inside the house. Big difference. And that's just because we have the heater going. So right now I'm in the dry zone inside the house. So I need to do something about that because now I'm increasing my risk of getting sick, having dry mucous membranes, dry lungs, and dry skin. All right. So now we know why. Let's talk about how we can winterize our body. So here we go. There's 4 things. That's it. 4 things. You may not need all 4 things. So don't be scared and thinking I'm selling you 4 things. Nope, I'm not. You may just need 1 thing. Maybe you need 2 things. You know, April's philosophy is, I don't want you to try a whole bunch of new stuff because then you're not going to know what really works. I like for you to introduce 1 thing at a time. That way you know, yep, it works. Or, you know what, that didn't work. We can go to another one, okay? So there's 4 things that you can do to help winterize your body. Here we go. And why do we need to winterize? Because since our skin and lungs lose water faster because of the lack of humidity, because the universe is sucking it out, we need to be proactive because it's happening, right? We're not going to freeze inside of our house because we don't want it to suck the moisture out of our body. No, we're going to turn our heater on and suffer dry skin as a result. Nope, no more suffrage. Here we go. The 4 things you need to winterize: hydration, hyaluronic acid, repairing your barrier, and a richer moisturizer. I'm going to go through all 4 in detail, not too much detail. Number 1, hydration. Here we go, water. You know, I hear it all the time. Oh, I hate water. Oh, I have to pee all the time. I don't want to do it. I hate water. I hate the taste. I get it. I'm not a fan of broccoli, but you know, I got to eat some vegetables, right? So sometimes we got to do things that we don't necessarily want to do, but we need to do, right? You know, I believe I promote, the reason why I became a consultant is to try to help you love yourself, right? Love yourself. And the way to love yourself is by protecting yourself, right? By making yourself healthy. And that healthy starts on the inside. And when you're healthy on the inside, girl, you poor while. I hope I'm back. I had a message. Hopefully you can see me. Sharon is watching. There you go. So that's why I do this, to love yourself and to be healthy. And when you're healthy on the inside, it's going to come through with your beauty on the outside. You may be pretty on the outside, but not healthy on the inside. And the inside starts here, and it's just going to come through with your natural beauty. Okay. So the way to start with that, the first thing for winterization is hydration, water. And I know a couple of you watching right now really struggle with this, and I get this. I'm not going to lecture you about it, but I just want to inform you. I also want to let you know there's some other things that you can do to help with your hydration. All right, how much do you need? Unless you're running a marathon, There's always exceptions to the rule, but the general rule of thumb is hi. I don't know what happened. Lost the connection. I got this message saying try to connect. So I'm just going to just hang on for a moment and let everybody come back. Don't know what happened. Sorry, ladies. I'm just going to press on. And we've been talking about why we need to winterize because of humidity. We have a lower humidity, and during lower humidity, the environment is constantly sucking moisture from our body. And that's why we need more hydration in the winter than we do this summer. Okay? So the 4 things we can do to winterize our body is hydration, hyaluronic acid, barrier repairs, and richer moisturizers. Had a internet fail. Sorry, don't know what happened. So we're just going to press forward. Thanks, Claudia, for coming on back. We're going to talk about the first thing, which is hydration. Good rule of thumb. It's not going to apply to everything. If you're a marathon runner, if you go to aerobics and you excessively sweat, it's not really going to apply. But for the average everyday person, even when you are exercising, the good rule of thumb of hydration is take your body weight, whatever that number is, divide by 2. That number is how much water you need in ounces, okay? So say you weigh 150 pounds, half of that is 75. 75 ounces of water is how much you roughly need in a day. That's 3 of my water bottles, okay? So the first step is knowing how much do I really need, right? We gotta know. We gotta know what that is, okay? So I need to drink 3 of these. Sometimes that's hard, not gonna lie. I've only had 1 into here. That's all I've. All right, I'm still going. I keep getting this message. I'm so sorry. We're just gonna keep pressing. I wanna show you though, sometimes drinking your water is hard and there's other things that you can do. That's right. Broth has water. Some of your brothy soups, green tea is really good. Milk, especially skim milk, that has water in it, right? Juice. There's some vegetables that are really good. Cucumbers, lettuce, celery, tomatoes. Those vegetables really have a lot of water in it. But the best food that you can incorporate to increase your hydration are fruits. Watermelon, strawberries, cantaloupe, pineapple, peaches, grapefruit, and apples. All of these have 86% or greater of water naturally. Isn't that crazy? So watermelon, for example, like how much watermelon are we talking here, right? 1 cup of watermelon is equivalent to about 5 ounces of water, okay? That's about 3/4 cup of water, all right? If you're 150 pounds, half of that is 75. You need 75 ounces a day. There's 8 ounces in 1 cup. That's about 9.5 cups of water that you would need on an average day, all right? And if 1 cup of watermelon is about 3/4 of water, at least you know, right? So 4 servings of fruit, hear me out, 4 servings of fruit will give you about 2 cups of water. That's pretty good. So if you struggle with getting all of your cups of water in a day, consider the fruits that are high in water. I like to do these no sugar added fruit cups a lot because it's quick and it's easy, and I mix it with cottage cheese because I try to increase my protein. This is water in it. This is a 1/2 cup, y'all. This is a 1/2 cup of water. This is almost 5 ounces of water just in this little cup, okay? So I'm not here to discourage you and say, drink more water, drink more water, drink more water. Just understand how much hydration you need and what other ways can you get it without just drinking water? Trying to connect, and we're just going to keep going. So I hope you can see me. Someone make a comment. Let me see if I'm still going. Number 2 for winterization, hyaluronic acid. What is hyaluronic acid? Hyaluronic acid is a natural compound that's found in your body. It lubricates your joints, your organs, your skin. It is it's the body's best moisture holding component. It's amazing. Hyaluronic acid, and our body makes it naturally. Still going. Okay, good. Thanks, Beth. As we age, just like our collagen production, right? As we age, our hyaluronic acid production decreases as well. So if you have signs and symptoms of really dry skin, I love fruit, but it's heck of my diabetes. I know, honey. I'm so sorry. There are the low sugar ones, though, like the honeydew, I believe is really good for diabetics. And cantaloupe, if I'm not mistaken. I know watermelon does have the highest sugar content. That's a whole nother conversation, but maybe more cucumbers for you. Or a little bit more insulin. Anyway, hyaluronic acid. Hyaluronic acid, like I said, will restore the moisture. It's a humectant. So it's going to pull water in. It's one thing that you can add to your skincare routine if you start noticing signs of you need to winterize. What does that look like? So we all know what dry skin looks like. We know what it feels like. Your skin feels tight. Maybe you have flakes, like you're dry. You can see it. Sometimes it's other things. You have new redness that you've never had before, or you have what's called pilling, P-I-L-L-I-N-G. Your skincare or even your makeup starts to look like it's flaking off, like you can rub it and you have like, it's like, why is it not absorbing into my skin? That's called pilling. And that's what happens when your skin is dehydrated and you need more hydration. The end. Whether it's water, whether it's fruit, or hyaluronic acid. So Mary Kay creates this product. It's our clinical solutions line. It's best to put it on. So right after you cleanse your face, I cleansed my face right before, and it's 6 to 8 drops. I'm just going to gently put it on just so you can see it, mirror it all in. It's so silky smooth. I put this everywhere. And what's happening is we are restoring our natural moisturization with this hyaluronic acid, which is it's that humectant, right? That's going to pull moisture. So everything I put on top of it that's hydrating, this humectant is going to pull it in and keep it in. So it keeps my skin hydrated. Hyaluronic acid, it is unbelievably amazing. I absolutely love it. Now, I don't need this in the summertime. I don't. I have oily skin. I stay hydrated. My skin does not get dry because of the humidity in the summertime. So I don't need hyaluronic acid. In the winter, though, I struggle. My skin does get dry. And how do you know when an oily girl is dry? We make more oil. It's not fair, right? I add the hyaluronic acid to my routine. All right, I'm going to, the 4 steps, right? Hydration, hyaluronic acid is number 2. I'm going to do a quick 2.5 insert. This is one of the beautiful things about having your own personal beauty consultant is I will consult with you to help you understand or try to figure out what do you need, right? You won't need all of these steps, okay? But I can help you figure out what you do need and then what order to do it. So this is really just informational. But 2.5 in the list, there may be some things in your skincare routine that in the winter you might have to put on hold. And one of them is exfoliation and retinol. And I say this because if you're struggling with dry skin in the wintertime and we add the hydration, we add the hyaluronic acid, if you're still having trouble with moisturizations and dry skin, we might have to rethink this. And the reason why is retinol and exfoliations, both of these accelerate your cell renewal. And when you're dry, it makes you even more dry because it's trying to make new cells and it's just drying, okay? I use the retinol. This is the brand new one pump, 0.3%. I use the retinol every night, but I make sure that I'm hydrated and I'm using the retinol doesn't dry my skin. The retinol 0.3 is even for us sensitive girls. It's absolutely amazing. So I wanted to do a 2.5, just kind of add it in. Two things. I want to show you how I apply my retinol. And I want to just point out that we might have to change up some things. Just like you have to add more air in your tires in the winter, right? We might have to add some other things for our skin, okay? Number 3 for winterization, barrier repair. And Mary Kay is a genius of when they launch their new products, but the new product that was launched was the barrier repair. And I talked about this a couple of weeks ago, but our skin naturally has a barrier. That barrier is made up of fatty acids, ceramides, and cholesterol, the good cholesterol. And what it does, it's like a mask. It's a barrier from the environment to keep good stuff in and bad stuff out. But sometimes our barrier is broken down. It's broken down from over-processing, over-exfoliation, the environment. Sometimes our barrier just needs to be repaired. So they came out with a new product, Barrier Restore, which is amazing. I like to use 2 pumps. You can see my order of application. I cleansed. I did my hyaluronic acid. I did put my eye cream on. Y'all just sit and see my retinol. And now I'm going to do the Barrier Restore. So what's happening is the Barrier Restore has the same thing that your natural barrier has, which is fatty acids, ceramides, and cholesterol. This acts like a glue, your mortar. It's that protective layer that's gonna make sure that what's in there doesn't get out, if that makes any sense. It's really the protective layer. Now, this is not a hydrating step, and I like to put it on my neck because with my rosacea, I do have redness on my neck. The barrier repair is not a hydration. It's a treatment, y'all. It's a treatment. It's going to repair that outer layer so everything that you put on your face needs to do, okay? That's why it goes on right before your moisturizer, which is the step 4 in how to winterize your skin. Moisturizer. So in the summertime, and most of the time, not gonna lie, I use the gel, the oil-free gel. I use this because I have oily skin. Some of you use the Time-Wise Miracle oil-free gel as well. In the summer, you have a slower water loss. So that's why a gel in the summertime, it's lighter. You just don't need a thicker moisturization. In the winter though, because of lack of humidity, right, you need more of a richer moisturizer. You need a cream-based moisturizer. Now, those of you, most of our moisturizers we've had are that cream-based moisturizer. And how do you know if it's a cream? That's what it looks like right there. It looks like a cream. But if you are using a gel, I'm not going to tell you to stop using your gel, but you might have to switch. In deep winter, I do have to switch. And one of the better hydrating, richer moisturizers is the Intense Moisturizing Cream. And you can see the difference between the cream base versus the gel base. You can just see by looking at it. There's cream, there's gel. I'm still using my gel because I'm an oily girl, but in the deepest of winter, I will have to increase and go to a more richer moisturizer. So those are the 4 steps to winterize your skin. Hydration, hyaluronic acid, restoring or repairing your barrier, and having a cream-based moisturizer. That's how you winterize your skin. Now, we're not only fishy, we need to moisturize our body. Why do we need to moisturize the skin on our body? Y'all, our skin is the largest organ in our body. We need to take care of it, right? We do all these things that's heart healthy. And, oh, I want to protect my kidneys. All that's great. But you know what? Your skin does more work than anybody. It's working the hardest and it's the largest organ, right? So don't forget about the skin. Now, we don't wash our body in Dawn soap, right? Because we know that the surfactants that's in this will actually break down oils. And most of body washes will have some form of surfactant in it, but it's also going to have something that's moisturizing. So some things I want you to be on the look for your moisturizer. You may have your favorites. Y'all know my favorites, but the Satin Body Wash has shea butter. That's an ingredient to look for. In the 2-in-1 body wash, it has glycerin and glycol. Those are ingredients to look for. So shea butter, glycerin, glycol, those are some things to be looking for in your body wash, just to make sure that your body wash is not stripping everything. But here's the thing. Who in here does not use body lotion? In the winter, you need body lotion. Your skin needs moisturization. The reason why our skin needs moisturization, because when your skin is dry, little tiny cracks happen. When cracks happen, bacteria goes in, your barrier is broken, you're not going to be able to protect yourself. So you need to moisturize. And if you need help finding a great body lotion, the hydrating lotion for Mary Kay is amazing. Glycerin and petroleum and glycol. Those are the 3 ingredients that are super hydrating that you can find in the back. What you have at home, I mean, obviously I love Mary Kay, but what you have at home, look to see what those ingredients are and make sure you see those words. Glycol, glycerin, shea butter, and your body washes. I love Bath & Body Works. And I'm not going to say anything negative about them. However, just note, the more fragrant, it smells so good, the more drying, okay? The more fragrant, the more drying, all right? Because they have to add that fragrance in naturally. Hand creams, right? The Mary Kay hand creams, this one has shea butter, saffron. Now this scent is no longer, this was the tangerine, I believe, but all of the satin hand creams have shea butter, sapphire, and sunflower oil. But I wanted to show you, y'all haven't seen my trick where you cut it sideways and then you can put the lid back on. I can't do it backwards for the camera, but that's how you get every last drop out. And don't forget about your lips. Shea's, anything that has shea or oil, right? Our no tint is the Shea Butter Lip Balm. That's what you need to hydrate your lips or anything that has an oil. This is our tinted lip balm, which has jojoba. Those are the ingredients to be looking for in your products. Obviously, I promote Mary Kay, but I promote self-love. And how do we love ourselves? Through self-care, by taking care of ourselves. So that's why I want you to understand product ingredients. Look at your own products. Make sure that the products that you're using is loving your body the way that you should be loving yourself, right? Glycol, glycerin, shea butter, those are all the things that you need in your lotions and your washes. All right, quick recap. The reason why our skin is dry in the winter is because the environment is sucking out our own moisture, the decrease in humidity. We need to hydrate, hyaluronic acid, restore our barrier, and have a richer moisturizer. If you don't know how much water you're supposed to be drinking a day, shoot me a message. Together we'll figure it out. If you suffer from dry skin, or if you don't really know, maybe you don't. maybe you're doing really good. Maybe you just don't have any of these things. But if you're concerned, that's my job as your personal consultant together we will figure out what's right for you, what's best for you. So I hope tonight was fun. I'm still doing it again. I don't know why I keep saying trying to connect, but for those of you, hey Tran, for those of you who have stuck with me tonight, thank you so much. I really appreciate you all. Thank you for tuning in. I hope this was helpful. And I'm sure you noticed, but I came live to you tonight with absolutely no makeup. One, so I can demonstrate the products, but two, to show you why I do this. Mary Kay has given me the confidence in myself, and I want to give that confidence for you. So I don't sell Mary Kay. That's not what I do. I promote self-love through self-care. And that's what I want to help you do, is to improve your self-care so you can love yourself. And when we love ourselves, when we love our skin, what do? You know what we do? It's the name of my Facebook page. We smile. And that smile, beautiful ladies, is your superpower. Have a wonderful night. Stay hydrated. Have a great week. Happy December tomorrow. Bye, ladies. Bye.